Hey guys, welcome back to another serving of food for thought. Of course, not everything in the reading will resonate with you, so I encourage you to take what does and of course, leave the rest. However, if this resonates, or you just happen to like this reading, let me know by commenting down below or liking this video. So let's jump right into the energy here, Holy Spirit. What are the cards here? What are the cards here that best represent the message to your shade of life? So it seems like someone who is deceptive with their words knows that something has changed when it comes to your energy because you're cleaning house. This is someone who feels like they need to be intrusive because you're not giving them any leeway. You're not taking any chances, or you're just not compromising like you used to. I feel this is someone who thinks you're naive when it comes to affairs of the heart, or you're just not that smart, but I feel your heart is big, and I feel it's the only reason someone got as far as they did. For many of you, you're cleansing your energy, you're cleansing house when it comes to a situation because you no longer feel safe in a situation, or you just no longer feel safe in someone's hands, as it almost feels like you're hostage. Hostage in a very strange and sinister situation where you're now awake, you're now woke when it comes to someone who thought they could finesse you. For many of you, this is someone who could care less that they were agitating you or causing issues. This is someone who was singling you out, trying to disrupt something in your life, but I feel you are aware of it. But I feel you were trying to figure it out back then, but I feel you have some things all together now. This is someone who is coming out as a liar, trying to keep you hostage. This is why you no longer feel safe when it comes to someone who is all talk, no walk. This energy is unresponsive and intentionally trying to burn you out mentally, physically, emotionally. This is someone who is trying to prolong something when it comes to you, as they believe somehow, some way, it'll make you feel like you need to follow their lead when it comes to the smoke and mirrors of life. This is someone who is very misleading, embellishing a lot of things when it comes to what they're determined to have or control. This is someone who is trying to intimidate you. Whatever it is, someone is going too far, or they're just in too deep when it comes to false ways of thinking and believing. This is someone who may have some health or mental issues, but it's not the underlying issue here. This is someone who has a lot of baggage, and whatever they have invested in is long term. It's not going anywhere, and this is why they're trying to bring misery your way, because they need a little company. I feel this is someone who is in too deep. There's no way out. They singled you out. Now something has changed. I feel this is someone who is dealing with dirty money, or they're out of money, but whatever it is connected to the excessive baggage. I feel this is someone who tried to do something and something didn't go as planned when it comes to a long-term situation. Someone thought they were too big to fail, and this is why they never heeded to a warning. This warning could be from you, or this warning could be from the universe, but whatever the case, this is someone who thought that they were too big to fail, as they never thought you would be able to defend yourself from all their little tactics. This is someone who is used to finessing situations, but as I said before, they have some type of mental distress going on. This could be connected to underlying issues or money, but someone has isolated themselves because they know they're in too deep by trying to get under your skin or take you hostage because you're not playing their game. You're not giving in to what they're trying to give or offer. Not anymore. So you seem to be taking back your life. You seem to be taking back your life in regard to a toxic connection or a failed dynamic when it comes to family, as it seems there's too many unresolved issues or too many people or situations involved that really truly don't give a damn about anyone, but even the smallest minds in this situation have a price to pay. So As I said before, this is someone who doesn't really see the path they chose wasn't worth taking. Not yet, because they're still sticking to a script, still trying to push something forward when it comes to you. Yet it's still no true admission of guilt, because many of these energies would have to admit they'd have to change. Some of these energies are just too old to change, and some of these energies have no way of doing so. Others just don't want to, because they're too used to numbing the pain and refusing treatment, prolonging pain. Because they're too big to fail. But this excessive baggage is definitely going to weigh them down. This is why someone is isolated, worried about money and their health. For many of you, this could also be their mental health, because there's a lot of differences taking place that is starting to burden them. I feel things are mounting when it comes to pressures, and someone is jealous, watching, strategizing, trying to scare you in some type of way. This is someone who is trying to arouse some type of fear. So it seems someone is trying to arouse some type of fear, and they have gone out of their way to do so, as this energy is coming out as bitter. Because something is a hard pill to swallow when it comes to you having your way or canceling them. This is someone who's being exposed, and they're not liking the way something feels. They're not liking the attention on them in this way. They know they can't come back, not after betraying your trust and violating you intentionally through their actions, behaviors, and their words. This is someone who just became too toxic to tame, love, respect, control. Someone is putting a key in someone else's back here. Someone is trying to numb the pain, pretending they don't understand or they can't see, but something is reaching its peak when it comes to someone who is just doing too much. This is why many of you had to cut ties. Cut ties when it comes to someone who just might be cursed. They're making a lot of bad decisions, pretending they have no regret when it comes to spreading lies and having slander spread about you. I feel this is someone who was bad-mouthing you when you were only giving unconditional love. I feel you were giving this energy love without limits. You never really asked for much, but this is someone who was refusing to give in, refusing to answer questions because something was just too difficult for them. For many of you, this is someone who was trying to hypnotize you with something, but you didn't give in to the trap. Not this time. Because you know they'll abandon you as soon as they feel they have their way. This is someone who is unreliable, reckless, like a wrecking ball, and very unemotional. Almost mechanical when it comes to love. They're only nice when they feel they need something, but I feel many of you may have PTSD when it comes to someone who is always trying to get a rise out of you. As I said before, this energy is wanting to arouse some type of fear, but I feel many of you are just tired of dealing with someone who pretends to be your savior when they're truly your source of pain. I feel you've tried in so many ways when it comes to this situation or this dynamic, but this energy has taken something too far by playing or overdoing their position, believing they can't be touched. Wow, Mother Superior. This is someone who believes they get a free pass on playing with you. They feel privileged in some way, yet this energy is acting like a stranger. Wow, this energy is really hard to understand because they feel like you've turned your back and you've dumped them, but this is how they made you feel when they broke your heart, disappointing you in several ways, pushing you out of the loop, disrespecting you, trying to push you to a point of no return. Being ratchet. Wow, this energy is really reckless. And I also feel like there's other energies involved because this energy is on the fence about something, but they're still playing a game because of what they spread about you or the other people involved. They're still putting on a show, putting up some type of act. This is someone who is sticking to the script because they are still unawakened and doing it intentionally. Wow. As I said before, this is someone who is definitely in bad company and unapologetic about it. Callous, rude. Wow. This is someone who is in disregard of your emotions and your feelings. Even if you express yourself, tell them how you feel, even if it's rational and logical, this energy will always pretend you're crazy and doing too much. Wow. Talking behind your back and being boastful about it. Wow. This energy has isolated themselves, believing they have isolated you. Doing something unapologetically. For many of you, this is someone who is self-medicating, knowing that what they do to others is wrong, but they are also using the resources of others, or others are using them, just so they could feed the ego. Wow. The reward is the resources of this energy, because they need others to be codependent towards them, because they're always throwing shade, putting others in cuffs, wanting to publicly embarrass or humiliate you, cut you down a peg. This is someone who is on a mission to shame you, put you in a bed of fire. This is someone who's condescending and keeping secrets, keeping something away when it comes to a connection or family. Someone wants you to feel second best. Someone is really trying to put you in a space where you feel like nothing when you're everything. This is someone who needs to stop pretending to know what you're doing or what you're thinking. This is someone who has done a lot of things thinking that they would be forgiven, but I feel they have done a lot of unforgivable things. But I feel time is ticking when it comes to someone who thinks they know everything. This is someone who has a big head. This is someone who believes they know everything about you, life, tactics, playing games. This is why they're always playing. It's almost like a strategy or a tactic to continue to play these games with you. This is someone who is overdoing it, believing that singling you out keeps others from asking questions, because this is someone who is trying their best to agitate you. Yeah, Mother Superior. This is someone who is in a high position, someone who should know better. They're just not doing better. They have the Munchausen syndrome, faking everything for some type of sympathy. Someone has a big head, easily misguided. Someone needs to upgrade their circle. This is why they're stressed out, because someone wants the power. This is someone who feeds in off the power, feeds off of hurting others, but in so many ways, this energy, they need help, not just mentally, but financially. There's a lot going on with their resources. This is why they're self-medicating, overdoing it when it comes to prescription drugs or street drugs. Please take it how it resonates. This is why someone is avoiding you. They don't want you to see how far something has gone. Someone has discolorated skin, maybe jaundice, or someone is having thyroid issues or gut issues. Please take it how it resonates. But someone needs to focus on their health. There's underlying issues when it comes to a situation that they are needing to attend to. I feel this is someone who is needing to do something quickly, because if they don't, something will fall down on their end, or they might not get a chance to recover what is lost, as what they thought was meant to be may truly come to an end in many ways when it comes to someone who has twisted beliefs about power, love, and respect. This is someone who is boastful about you in many ways. One minute they're talking positive, and the next minute this energy is talking as if you're a monster or you're a hazard. But this is how someone is abusing their position just to gain some type of sympathy, as if someone who has some very unhealthy boundaries. But they're very vindictive. This is someone who is very vindictive about their words, actions. They love to humiliate others, make them feel small, because they're always low-key shading others, hating on others. Wow. Yet they're living in a fantasy, an illusion, and it's almost unfiltered chaos. Wow. So it seems like someone would just rather stay quiet, even though there's a lot to be said. As I said before, this is someone who is keeping a lot of secrets and could be walking on eggshells or pretending they're healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally, yet since they're all tiptoeing around the truth. I feel there's a lot of energies tiptoeing around the truth because they know they had a hand in something falling apart or going too far. There's a lot of energies being petty and vain, all about self. Someone is getting off the gossip. Someone is getting off this pain. This is why they're embellishing everything. They know something would never be the same, and this is why they're faking it to make it, playing dumb, because they know they're dead weight. Someone knows that at this point, you don't need them, or you're getting to that point. All because of the self-sabotage. You can't trust them. And getting closer to them, for many of you, you feel like it's going nowhere without the loyalty and respect. They can't fake that. This is why something is going nowhere and someone can't admit their wrongs. Someone could be doing black magic on you, trying to demote you, but I feel you're a class act. This is someone who is trying to pretend the pain that they have given hasn't come back tenfold, but I sense there's a great deal of spite here. There's a great deal of spite because you're no longer caring what they think and do, especially when it comes to you. I feel like something is annoying, that you are no longer invested or no longer talking, no longer giving your energy, as many are starting to feel the hold they thought they once had on you no longer applies. I feel this is someone who is being erratic because they're too used to playing this game. They're not used to you being free. They're being selfish. Yet someone needs some therapy. There's too many red flags when it comes to someone who is still on the prowl to argue with you. This energy is hot and cold. But the friendship is distant. Oh, you found a new direction. You know this energy is greedy, will accuse you of anything. But I feel they are watching. Even if they're playing the victim, someone is watching, but also avoiding you, avoiding the unfinished business of the guilt. Wow. So for many of you, they have done some things, a lot of things, without any type of guilt. This is why someone is still not moving on what they know is true. They know a lot of things cannot be taken back, as you may be starting to deal with things, people, and situations in the same way they chose to deal with you, which is barely, accordingly, or at your own convenience, as it's just too hard to invest anymore when you know the outcome will just be the same. I feel the destination is nowhere because someone is just too arrogant. They're always misleading you, wanting you to believe they'll be fair, they'll be true. Yet this energy always seems to turn on you. This is someone who is getting the wires crossed on purpose when it comes to communication. There's always some type of mix-up, but this is their tactic because they're banking on you being confused, unsure, unclear, doubting yourself. Someone is banking on you being undecided as they play the victim, especially when it comes to third-party energies. They're going to deceive and betray everyone involved, even their co-signers, those that were helping them agitate you. But I feel this is someone who has a history of being inconsistent and hurting others on purpose, especially in relationships, families, those that are closer to them. They put in no effort, especially when it comes to an apology. This is someone who believes you owe them one. This is someone who would give you an apology with no intentions to change or no apology at all, as it's someone who is still giving in to temptation and weaknesses when it comes to annoying you. This is someone who has a sense of love, but they don't truly know how to love, because if they did, they'd still be in your presence. Yet this energy is still wanting validation, but these attachments they are connected to keeps them in a space where they don't trust anyone. But I feel something is faded when it comes to someone who is toxic because they have wasted too much time. Now they're under pressure when it comes to culture, values, family. People looking at them crazy because they know something is off, something is coming because of their patterns and repetitive behaviors. Same thing all over again. I feel this is someone who is starting to realize everyone can see now. I feel like this energy is wanting to see you in a space where you're needing them. Someone wants to see you in a space of insecurities and regret. But I feel it's their energy because they're the ones under pressure, obligated. This is someone who is under stress because of expectations. This is someone who could be doing everything in a connection or a relationship as they are projecting their energy in some way. This energy is projecting their fears and their tears, and this is why this energy has a history of being inconsistent because they don't know how to truly love. Just play. Play with the emotions of others. This is why many of you are receiving and understanding the red flags you see with them are true. As this energy would rather see you broken, unstable, frantic, and unhinged, so we can feed into the narrative of others believing that you're not mentally well. But I feel this is the narrative that they have spread about you as this unhinged version of you that they're trying to provoke or keep bound to you is the only way that they can keep you in a space to compromise with them, even though they know they're wrong. Someone knows that this unfinished business with you has hurt a lot of people along the way, not just you. There's innocent involved, innocent people. There could also be kids. That is not for everyone. Please take it how it resonates. But this energy was involved in something where they didn't care who they took out, who they hurt, who they shamed. Because they're spoiled. They're too used to getting their way. Wow. This is someone who is spoiled because they have deliberately spoken falsehoods to soothe their insecurities and keep you small, make you small in some way. Someone is trying to be very dismissive towards you because they have already chosen someone else or others to spoil or enable them. Turn a blind eye if they have to so they can fit in. But it's all a fantasy. Wow. So something is definitely heating up when it comes to someone who is just used to having their way, getting their way. Someone is banking on misunderstanding, causing you to let your guard down. But I feel many of you are prepared for the shenanigans and things just won't go their way. This is why things are heating up when it comes to someone who is misleading you and very arrogant about it. Someone believes they're just too big to fail, as they may have gone out of their way to convince everyone that you deserve the mistreatment and they have done nothing wrong when they're truly the monster. I feel this is someone who is just too arrogant to admit something. There's third parties here, a false environment. Everyone's giving a cold eye to each other. This could be looked at as a temporary cycle of being uncomfortable, but it's not. Things may never change when it comes to these cycles because someone is too comfortable. I feel there could be an incoming message here, but this energy is coming out as a liar. Someone who is masking their intentions and pointing their fingers because they know they broke your heart, but they're in a space where they're too imbalanced to see a truth, yet they're wanting to spend some quality time. But something just might be too risky for you. There's a lot of risk, rocky emotions when it comes to someone you can barely respect or even trust. Someone is constantly fighting or constantly disrespecting you, but coming in super sweet. wanting you to feel you guys can work together when it comes to a connection. Someone is wanting to make an offer. Someone is wanting to propose something, yet this energy is coming out as unbalanced and moody, wanting to escape something because they're stressed over money issues, stressed over rent, stressed over someone who could be using and abusing them. This is someone who could take a gamble and reach out to you, believing that you'll be soft on them. Glad to hear from them, because they're not feeling so well. Someone's not feeling so well within a connection or a marriage, but I feel this is someone who is flirting with danger, especially when it comes to a transformation, because they're lacking when it comes to healing and abundance. Someone's wanting to take that gamble and come your way as they're wanting to escape someone or something. This is why they're coming out as super sweet, wanting to talk to you, believing a conversation will dead everything, but I feel something is already flatlined when it comes to a clear conversation. Many of you feel you can't trust a word they say or even give that quality time when the emotions of this situation is all over the place. Someone feels like an apology of words would do the trick. But I feel that would only make you more suspicious when it comes to a liar, because this is not a temporary cycle of discomfort. This is a time where they can either win or lose. But from what I can see, they're playing a losing game. This is someone who just might send you some type of message. Something is not temporary when it comes to this energy. In fact, something is heating up. Someone is curious about you in a big way, but they feel they can't take a risk. They can't travel your way because something about you is different. It's a brick wall. Someone feels like you don't want to spend quality time with you because you're too intuitive. For many of you, you see what this is, and they're hoping that you don't, but you do. Fortunately for you, you see exactly what's going on here. I feel for many of you, you're on the way up and they see it. You see it. And for others, this is someone who is just attached, wanting to keep you in that same space of imbalance, but you could never really understand because you gave everything. You gave everything and anything, especially when it comes to making memories. But this energy never truly gave you a chance to forgive because they were never sorry. This is why many of you are struggling with something here, or you were, because at some point you were so in love. There was a lot of emotion here, but now it's like peace out when it comes to a thief, someone who is stemming from a past life, or this is someone who just keeps doing things over and over again as someone is fishing around wanting to talk. So I feel this is someone who wants to talk, but there's too many people involved. This is someone who is wanting to single you out and have a one-on-one because they don't want someone else to have any type of input because they're going to lie to you. This is why you're not going to see eye to eye when it comes to someone who is two-faced and all in their feelings and going round and round with you because they're toxic. Toxic, angry, and prideful. I feel that all the red flags are there when it comes to someone who is still enchanted by you, but there's a sense of jealousy, there's a sense of pride when it comes to someone who is still not clear. Still not clear on how to transform, but this energy knows they still have a lot of love and passion for you. Someone knows they're a sucker for you, but they don't know how to heal. Yet they're always chasing attention and love. Not knowing how to heal is the reason they chase. I feel you gave them everything they prayed for, but this energy was too lost and stubborn to see it. I feel this is someone who lies about things they shouldn't, lies about things that make no sense at all. But I feel things are heating up because it's time for a lot of things to change. And this is someone who pretends a lot and they really don't have any type of follow through. This is why this energy is coming out as inconsistent. On and off, they're always sending mixed signals. There's gaps in communication. This is someone who is just off balance in a lot of things, especially giving and receiving. I feel this is someone who has no problem receiving, but it's always a story or a challenge for them when it's time to give. I feel this is someone who pretends they'll go above and beyond for someone, but this energy is coming out as a liar. This is someone who will do more for a friend than they would do for you, put in more effort for a stranger. As this is someone who has made something a very uncomfortable environment, but never really understanding or even seeing that you would win in the end. As this is someone who is still stringing something along, even though they have many losses when it comes to you. A situation where they were trying to set you up to fail, someone got caught out there when it comes to deep-seated discrimination, advances, words, actions. But I feel the truth has made someone annoyed, belligerent, dismissive. Someone is dismissive about a lot of the things that they know they did and said. But I feel the truth lives when it comes to someone who is annoyed by it. I feel this energy could be on a witch hunt, trying to tie you down, break you down by any means necessary. But I feel you're leveling up despite what they do or think. I feel this is someone who is sugarcoating everything, especially when it comes to you being better, doing better, leveling up in some way, even being independent, as someone who has no gratitude for what you're doing and what you have done. Because I feel many of you can say a lot of things to break them down, but I feel you have no time for that. You have no time for the negativity, yet I feel they do. Yet this energy is playing nice, even though they know they stab you in the back. This is someone who is wanting others to laugh at you or laugh behind your back, but this oversharing, it's not working. Others are looking at them in a harsh way, as this is someone who is truly laying it on thick because they want the attention. But I feel them starving for attention is only causing them to completely change. I feel this is someone who knows you're unwilling to share, and it's bringing them to a sense of rage, because this is someone who doesn't understand, or even they're just not in a space where they're self-aware to understand their games won't work. But I feel this is someone who will still send a message through kindness, but still be dismissive towards you. I feel like if this energy asks you what you've been up to or anything good, positive happening in your life, they're going to be very sideways and dismissive towards it, because they're not wanting to hear about your good news. They're slighted because of it. This is someone who's trying to create a very uncomfortable environment for you, all because they're not wanting others to see how big you are, or see that you're the one who should have been chosen. Wow, this is someone who needs to do some intense shadow work. They don't like the fact that you're cautious towards them or optimistic. Someone doesn't like the fact that you have a smile on your face. Someone wants you to be in a space where you're unhinged. Someone wants you to go back to the old you. The person who lacked in direction and didn't understand their own truth, as they could be hell-bent on emotionally provoking you. Someone is being cryptic about their mob-like mentality. So it seems like someone needs a little help from others to agitate you, as they are pretending to be kind but using others to play a very nasty game. Someone's being very childish, believing you're going to go easy on them because of their health or something deteriorating. Something when it comes to finances, health, something is falling down. Something's going up and something's going down. They're afraid. Someone's afraid, and it's turning into them being rebellious, chaotic, belligerent. But I feel it's only putting you in a place where you are using your intuition more. This is why you're cleaning house and having no apologies about it, because you already know someone's wasting their time being upset with you. As I said before, you've given all that you can give, but their mob-like mentality has put you to a space where something can just no longer go this way. They know it. You know it. Everyone knows it. Because at this point, you're too grown for this. Someone's wasting time holding a grudge and having a mouthful of lies because they can't alter, control, or delete you. Someone is wearing their heart on their sleeve, hoping they can publicly embarrass you, shame you, bring you to a space where you wish you never turned your back, changed. Someone wants you to wish you followed their orders, followed the sheep, became a sheep. But I feel you're coming to a space where you don't need them. You didn't need them. Someone needs to hit the brakes when it comes to learning these lessons, because it's going to be a hard one, a hard pill to swallow for someone who is refusing to see something for what it is. Someone is playing nice, hoping that you'll go easy. You'll be soft when it comes to sorting through the details of a situation, but I feel someone's just going to crash and burn. Because they have a scarce mentality. This is someone who believes that the glass is halfway empty, but I feel you have the mentality of believing it's halfway full. This annoys the shit out of them. This is someone who wants you to be broken down, believing that there's nothing out there for you, but I feel something's about to crash and burn, because you were always meant to win, and what is meant for you by law of the universe always belongs to you, whether that is past, present, future. Someone is on a witch hunt, but it just might be their biggest regret, because they're really screwing up something when it comes to memories, history. Someone thought that they were hurting you when they were truly hurting themselves by trying to set you up to fail, because being cryptic about what they feel is only pushing them to a point of no return. I feel for many of you, you feel this energy has already reached that point. This is someone who is just taking something too far, believing they'll never get caught. This is someone who did a lot of strange and sinister things because they had too many people on their side. I feel you had to push through even when you thought you couldn't get through, but I feel you saw the red flags, and those who are going through it right now, they didn't. And if they did, they had too many reasons to turn a blind eye. For some, they allowed it to happen because it wasn't happening to them. But I feel right now they're all stressed over finances, transportation, career. Someone is always defensive. This is someone who is overly aggressive about the fact that you are no longer consumed by the idea of love. This is someone who is replaying everything and annoyed by it. This is why they're being immature, because they know they're hiding their true motives. This is someone with outdated thinking. This is why they're acting like a fool or just talking about you, hoping that they can push you to a limit. Someone is testing your boundaries, calling your bluff. This is someone who is feeling dead inside, trying to fill the void, not feel as empty as they do, as if someone who has past wounds or has given you that same energy. Someone has wounded you in various ways, multiple ways. Is still pretending to be content with who they are. Someone is fake happy. Someone is pretending that where they are is where they want to be, but I feel this is someone who's replaying everything and they're being immature because they know they're lost and losing. This is someone who has a lot of destructive tendencies, and the fact that you need time to heal or that you don't need them at all, they're feeling blocked out. I feel many of you feel safer in solitude or safer with them at a distance, as this is someone who is always lying, always taking something, yet never giving. But I feel it's out of sight, out of mind when it comes to someone who wants you to be consumed with emotion. For many of you, it almost feels like this energy is hiding, yet this energy is fighting with you at all costs behind the scenes, as they are pretending to be blinded to the truth, also wanting others to do the same, as this is someone who is pretending to be happy, pretending to be content when they are truly destructive. This is someone who is trying to wait for the dust to settle, but this is someone who has some outdated ways of thinking. And this is why this energy is still trying to push you, even though they know they have already gone over the line. Which is why I feel many of you are no longer in a space where you're trying to figure them out or even understand their pain, because there will truly be no explanation for their behaviors, actions, those they know they hurt, because they're too empty inside to truly care. This is someone who is taking something down a very dark path, a very dark road. There's dark attachment, someone playing the martyr, someone is playing the victim, but they are still repeating patterns. This is someone who's repeating patterns even if they know it's a dead end. But I feel depression or sadness is starting to take over when it comes to someone who is very insecure about the fact that all that they have done to you only put you in a position to finally win. This is someone who is upset and angry because things didn't work out for them. Not in the way that they thought. But as I said before, someone had a history of this and they truly thought that they were going to get away with it. Get away with talking about you, pushing your boundaries. But I feel someone is going through a dark night of the soul, being consumed by appearances. Someone is taking something too far. But I feel this is someone who is consumed by appearances because of their empty void. Someone is wanting to meet up with you in secret. But I feel they're taking too long to do so. For many of you, you just want your peace. Having them at a distance seems like it's the only way when it comes to someone who is living in a false identity. Outdated way of thinking. But this energy is truly a snake. This energy wants you to believe that they have shedded their skin and they are no longer the same, but I feel this energy has only shedded their skin to become a bigger snake as they are still trying to orchestrate something, force their control because they are overwhelmed, moody, having cloudy judgment because of their emotions. This is someone who's starting to get tangled up in their lives. This is why someone or others are no longer in a space where they're giving in, believing them, giving them a space to talk about you. I feel this is someone who is trying to trigger you through words, others, family. Please take it how it resonates, but this is someone who is haunted by their past. And this is why they're so content with haunting and abusing you. Someone feels like it was done to them and they have every right and reason to do it to you, as they have already convinced themselves of taking it all to the grave, and all involved got what they deserve, as they may choose to die with what they choose to conceal. I feel this is someone who has a lot of hidden agendas and motives. This is why they're always coming out as immature, talking, pushing boundaries. But I feel it's the lack of control that is truly driving them, as it's someone who is used to others being codependent on them, and they're extra salty about you getting away or you breaking free, giving up. They know you're not on the same page. They know that you're not interested or you're not like them. Someone feels like you pull some type of disappearing act when they are the ones who left you with a lot of questions. Because they know they're not being honest by repeating cycles and never truly giving in, but it's just who they are. It's what they know. I feel like this energy has purposely made things difficult so you wouldn't rely on them or call them out. But they never expected for you to finally turn your back or see your truth. I feel this is someone who didn't like the fact that you made a choice. Now they're projecting their energy, their issues through a waiting game. If this energy is lurking, believing you'll fix something in time, beg to return, but there's too much distance for someone to deplete and drain you. Something is faded out when it comes to someone wasting time, acting delusional, when it comes to them being full of drama. Because from what I can see, many of you are leaving it all behind. Not realizing they have lost a lot when it comes to you. Even if they try to recover this, some things just can't be recovered or replaced. As I sense, they have still failed to realize they're one of the reasons you're being blessed. I feel you've been patient. You waited for someone to get it right. You waited for someone to change, yet this energy was disrespectful, childish, and playing a game. This is why there are so many things that you had to recover from, get over, no longer be buying to, because you're tired of being unsure if you can trust them. You're tired of being unsure about someone plotting on you, pretending with you, giving out false information about you. But I feel this immature energy is going through a lot of financial troubles that they didn't expect. But I feel it's all due to their outdated way of thinking. Wow, bully energy here when it comes to someone who is just not listening. This energy is hard-headed. I feel you gave this energy too many chances. All the chances they needed, but this energy was too thirsty. Too thirsty. Now someone is broke, dealing with someone who has no income, losing money. There's a lot of draining going on here, and someone is just wanting to step out of something, step into something with you. But I feel this mean girl mentality is getting someone nowhere. Someone is being pushy with you. But I feel in this time and space, someone is getting a taste of their own medicine. Someone is doing the same thing they once did to you, vice versa. Please take it how it resonates. But someone is upset now that they are realizing they are getting the same version of this dark soul that you once did. Someone is now thinking of you in many ways, but I feel these energies are thinking of you for different reasons. Some want to change and others are stuck in their ways. I feel someone is getting a taste of their own medicine when it comes to evil energy. It almost seems like everyone is fighting. No one wants you to know the truth of what's going on behind the scenes, but there's a lot of things that are going on that cannot be taken back. There's fighting, breadcrumbing, not a lot of effort, not a lot of love. There's anger. Someone feels like you're coming for them emotionally, financially. You're going to throw something in their face, but they're still not listening. That is not your heart or your space. I feel you've had enough, but you would never be pushed to the lows that they have reached. You're stepping up. You're stepping up. You've had enough when it comes to someone who thought they were playing you. Wow. So it seems whatever they did, whatever they continue to do, it's a wake-up call. I feel this is someone who always lies. They're fake. They surround themselves with fake people, people who will co-sign their false ways, but I feel someone is wearing a poker face. Someone is hiding their feelings. There's a lack of emotion. Someone is wanting to express what they feel, but I feel the ball is in your court and they know it. The ball is in your court and some of you are in your bag, and someone is starting to realize something is not the same. The vibe has changed after trying to drain you, trying to play you, betray you, put you on the outside of things. This is someone who is carefully watching, yet stubborn, still stuck in their ways, refusing to change. This is someone who has a lot of sadness and regret attached to them, but they would never really tell you that. I feel an apology just won't do it, but I feel this energy is wanting to talk. They want to message you. They are wanting to have a conversation, but I feel they have already lost direction or access. I feel this is someone who has lost direction and access because a lot of things have transpired. There's a lot of things that has backfired when it comes to a plan or someone's jealousy because they're shocked. Shocked you're protecting yourself from their evil eye. Bad vibes. Many of you are staying in your lane and you're doing it on purpose when it comes to nosy people or interferences or someone who is playing mind games with you. You just would rather they would mind their business. I feel many of you are staying in your lane because you remember. You remember the good times, but you also remember the bad. I feel you have every right to. You have every right to remember what is going to keep you from going back to a painful experience or a situation where there's trauma, cold hearts, and a lack of grief. Or even any sense of someone feeling bad for what they've done. Wow. This is someone who can be very cold when they want to be, but this energy wants you to feel relaxed and open to giving in. But I feel once you do, they'll have no problems causing trouble. This energy wants to reach out, but the vibes are bad here. This is someone who is only in a space to drain you, or they are being drained by others wanting to come to you as a safe space, but you don't feel safe with them. They have already hurt you, devastated you, made you miserable, broke your heart, and they've done it over and over again. You're just tired of repeating the cycle with someone you feel just might never ever change. I feel things have blown up in your face too many times when it comes to someone who is now receiving karma. They're learning lessons through their own heartbreak, and now I sense this is someone who is becoming unhinged mentally, physically, emotionally, and even financially. It's all going up in flames. I feel something is destroyed. Something is over when it comes to what could have been, what used to be. Something all went wrong when it comes to someone who thought that they could play you, betray you, and get over you. As if someone who still couldn't put the pieces back together, couldn't get the facts and the details straight. And this is why many of you are saying your goodbyes or accepting something when it comes to a journey that many of you will never take. Not again. Not when it comes to those who are always hating on you. As I sense they're about to experience a very uncomfortable situation when it comes to an end. As I sense many of you are tired of the pills and the potions. You're protecting yourself when it comes to words and actions of others, as there's a lack of shame and even guilt, as I feel someone could be feeling upset or even cryptic as they realize you're not a fool. I feel this is someone who should be pleading with you, trying to come to some type of resolve. There should be so much more love in this situation than what they have presented or even given. As I sense for many of you, you have already taken some very big steps. I feel like you've taken some steps that you didn't think you would ever take. But I feel when it comes to this new you, these new opportunities, it's time to go all in, especially for those who pray that you fall. You just have to continue to make every step count, as they'll have no choice but to accept the biggest loss they'll ever take by counting you out, as they'll soon regret not begging you for your forgiveness. I hope you guys have enjoyed the reading and has gained some food for thought. If so, let me know by commenting down below or liking this video. Hope to see you again, guys. Bye.